New game Monday. New game Monday. Citizen Sleeper. Last few days, I feel like on the stream I've talked about me watching like several hours worth of like documentary about the collapse of Zalem and Disco Elysium. So much so to the point that I was watching it, even the rest of it this morning, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to play another CRPG game with dice. And then I was like, you know what? A game I have not yet played, even though I've meant to play like a while ago. Or I've been meaning to play for a while now, I should say. And it's this. Citizen Sleeper. I know yesterday I think I said I was maybe going to spin the wheel sometime this week. But to be 100% honest, I actually just plucked this off the wheel. It's been on the wheel for a few spins, I think. And I was like, you know what? It just makes sense that I'm like, I'm in that mood. I'm in that mood where I'm like, you know what? Let's just play Citizen Sleeper finally. Let's just do it. And a couple things. I think I've already said a couple things. More things. I don't think it's a very long game. I think so. That's good. I'm in the mood for another short game. And then yeah, like I said, I was watching that documentary and I'm like, you know what? I want another game, narrative driven, that's got dice. Now the thing, I don't know a ton about the game, but I do know. Also, hello. I do know that this is more. This game, I think, from what I understand, the bits that I've been told about it, it is more like a visual novel that's masquerading as a CRPG with dice and everything. And I'm pretty sure that it is not like voice acted or anything. So in classic me fashion, classic pick a game me fashion, I'm gonna probably be doing a lot of reading. So if you're like, shit, I want to listen to his voice, this is not the game, this is not the series for you, click on something else. don't watch this, because this is me gonna be reading. Like I said, as far as I understand, it is, they bill it as like a role-playing game with dice and stuff, and I think that is the case. But I think if you're like pure, I think it's way more like Disco Elysium in that it is heavy narrative based and a lot of reading and text and story, and then my actions will be done by dice. But it's not going to be as long as Disco Elysium, which is critical. It is very important. You'll skip then? Honestly, fair. Honestly, fair. But I'm really excited to check it out. I'm excited to check this game out. Like I said, it's been on the list, the official list, for a long time. And I was like, you know what? I'm in the mood. Let's go. Let's play it. So we'll play it. We'll start it. Survive on 2.5 hours of sleep. Ooh. Tough. That's rough. Update news. Citizen Sleeper 2 is announced. I think Citizen Sleeper 2 has been out for a little bit now. Play 13.2 until 10 and we'll go 12:40. Ooh. That doesn't sound great. That doesn't sound great. English language options. Okay. I'm not going to hit more info. Choose character class. All right, buddy, we're starting. Ooh, I love choosing a character class. Ooh, how many options do I have before I start reading into this? 3. Thanks, appreciate it. All right, let's go from, I don't know why it starts us in the middle, but is that trying to sway us into this option? I'll read them in order, and then this is gonna probably be pivotal. We gotta make sure I don't pick the worst choice ever, you know? I can't be messing this up. Machinist is our first one. Have I decided about the opening thing tomorrow? Oh, yeah. I'll do it. I'll watch it and I'll watch it on stream. I decided I will do it, but I'm gonna tell right now, it's not gonna be fun. I bet watching it is gonna be not fun. I don't mean to shit talk this, and I don't mean to shit talk Jeff Keighley, but I'm just not expecting much. But I decided I'll do it, and I'll do the opening pre-show too. So I should be going live a little prior to like 12:30 my time tomorrow afternoon to watch it, and then I'll probably stream something after. So we'll do like a day stream, but the first part of it, I forget how long it is. 2 hours maybe? I don't know. But I'll watch it. But but if you tune in and you're like, oh man, like this isn't gonna be like Summer Games announcement level, and I don't think it's like Game Awards type level announcements either. Sounds good. Take it easy. Machinist character class. Okay, Machinist repairs and modifies automated systems used in industrial resource extraction. Sleepers assigned to Machinist work are usually diligent, careful, and structured people. Does that describe me? I should probably be role-playing. Alright, perk efficient extractor. Chance to gain random scrap item on engineer actions. And then you have skills. Engineer, interface, endurer, intuit, engage. So you get a thing that has one less stat and one more stat. Classic. Okay, maybe not for me. So -1 engage. Or -1 for engage, and then +1 for engineer, obviously. But yeah, maybe not my thing. What's this? Operator. An operator works with drones and high-precision remote machines to perform complex tasks from a distance. Sleepers assigned to operator work are usually cerebral and precise people. Perk transfer intercept. Chance to gain cryo on interface actions. +1 on interface and -1 on endure. Use strength or strength of will. I think I'm leaning that way slightly more than this. But let's see our third option. Extractor. Extractors work on resource extraction, often in hard vacuum environments. Sleepers assigned to extractor work are often confident, self-sufficient, and have a high level of endurance. Perk. Photosynthetic skin. Sunbathe dice action allows energy recovery at home. And then +1 endure, -1 into it. Thinking one of these two. Extractor, operator. Extractor, operator. I think I'm leaning towards operator. Boot me in. Let's go. Tonight's stream might not be, I don't know. We'll go for a couple hours probably and then see how we're feeling. If we want to go for here. What is this? Unknown, where are you? The first thing you become aware of on waking is the disconnect. The delay between thinking and feeling. Between wanting to act and acting. Minor, almost imperceptible, but always present. Data. Items. Cryo is cryptocurrency. Guess I can't go to data. It's at its worst when waking, when yourself has spent many dark hours recalling what it felt like to be real, to be a person, to be in a body that was indisputably yours. It's worse when waking. Think of that body. A leap into a cold lake on a hot day. the sting of blood welling from a fresh wound, the friction of a fingertip. All of a sudden, the memories are closer than you thought, blurring as you approach until you can't tell one from the other. The cold slips in behind you and around you. The sensations fade out of reach. Perhaps you should be thankful for the dull nature of this new body, given your current circumstances. The walls of the container feel immediately present, cold, hard, at your back and face, cramping your limbs. You resist the desire to stretch, knowing that the claustrophobia comes next, and retreat a little from your central nervous system. It isn't painful, not like you used to know pain, at least. In emergency mode, pain is a message delivered with efficiency and ease, a reminder that harm is imminent. There's no insistent throb, no trembling nerves, just a warning delivered with the banal quality of a digital notification. Right now, there are thousands of them. And remember the others. You remember there were 10 of you. 10 that could no longer stand the indentured work, the routines, the slow decay. 10 whose belief in their promised future was slowly dismantled day by day, until they realized they had sold away everything that could and would ever matter. 10 that would escape, or at least die trying. Some were lost in the shaft. Others never found the meeting point. Only a few made it to the containers. But the freighter, as far as you know, left. That feels like enough. Enough to know that you might no longer be on that grim and heartless rock, even if, in the airless hold of a freighter, you might freeze solid long before you reached any destination. Try rest. But you are restless. It has been a long time since you left. Surely weeks, maybe months. You are dully aware of damage to your legs, your right arm. You have been reserving energy as much as possible, but your body has still needed to shut down many of its systems to protect you. You have spent much of that time asleep, knowing that anything else would be impossible to endure. You feel the weight of that impossibility begin to gather. It is time to sleep again, to nudge this false body into inducing delta waves in your emulated mind, once again recoil into a dream of when you were once a person. Rest. Time passes, the cold creeps further in. You feel something. Warmth. Not true warmth, but the indication of its presence. Your joints release from the rigor. Sound too everywhere, screeching and shimmering, so loud that your body ducks your hearing to protect its sensors. Then light. White as the cold, softer and softer until its haze of dirty yellow a figure appears. Until in a haze of dirty yellow a figure appears. You are out. Dragos. Whoa. Ship. What is that? What is that thing floating in out there? Well, it has been a few hours since Dragos pulled you from the container. You sit huddled in a corner of his scrapyard, swaddled in the reflective folds of a mylar blanket. You are slowly coming back to consciousness, back to life, and you stare at the ornately curving element of an improvised heater. You are surrounded by angular, incoherent lumps of ships, some corroded beyond recognition, others still carrying glassy wounds along their edges where a plasma arc sliced them apart. As you trace their shapes with fogged eyes, you hear a voice. So, sleeper, you all thawed yet? I'm gonna say almost. Never seen one of you come in like this. New frames must have better perseverance than Sub-Zero vac. See more than a few of you frozen solid to hold plates or inside-out locks in my time. You weren't so lucky. I guess that's the voice I'm going with. Dragos comes into focus, shrouded in makeshift tech, his headset with its glinting eyes the mark of a drone operator. On his shoulder, one of his symbiotically linked drones perches, its irising eye locking you with an unflinching stare. Irising eye. Like that. Last living sleeper that came through this yard was a while ago. They didn't last long. You struggle to read his expression beneath the tech, but he seems lost in memory for a moment. Perhaps he's just figuring out what to do with you. What happened to them? He ignores your question. I want to ask what led you to it. Or led you to do it. To sell yourself to a corporation. Suppose you know you can't go back. Your old body, that's theirs now. And you are just software. A rogue emulation, illegally possessing corporate property. You nod along. You remember biometrically signing the forms, cold floor on your feet as you padded to the sleeper cells. Promise of a life off-world. But as you do, you get the now familiar sensation that these aren't your memories. These are things you know, but not things you feel. You are no longer that person. You are an offshoot, a copy. What you won't know is what's ahead. At least the last one didn't. There's no easy way to pull it. That part of yours is falling apart. Or put it. Falling apart. It's the same for any sleeper who makes it out. SNARP wants to protect their property. But if they can't keep hold of you, well then no one can. You remember that too, or at least rumors of it from the other sleepers. Planned obsolescence, a built-in dependence on the regular administered supplements that were part of your routine. Stop taking them and your body begins to shut down, separate from your emulated mind. How long has it been? How long do you have? Well, for now, sleeper, you're one of your lucky ones. Dragos glances up and away, towards the glassy dome of the yard. The eye is the best place you could be right now. The eye? The station. You'll see soon enough. Dragos impatiently shifts his weight. Look, got things to be getting on with. Trails off. There's an old freight container I've been using as storage out in the stacks. We haven't been pulling in much valuable scrap these days, so you're welcome to it. Something wells up inside of you. Emotion. Fatigue. You shakily get to your feet. Nod. Alright. You head on up there. You look like you need some rest. And with that, Drago stalks back into the wrecks, his drones already converging on a rusting hulk. Plasma flashes silhouetting his spindly figure as he returns to work. Ooh, tutorial introduction. Welcome to Erlin's Eye. Life on the Eye runs in cycles, during which you can talk to characters, explore areas of the station, and perform actions. At the end of each cycle, you need to head to your current home to rest. Resting will move time forward on the station. Head to the empty container location to rest, and end the cycle now. Select locations at that and X. Runs in cycles, so like days probably, during which you can talk to characters, explore a station, perform actions. Okay. My home, for now. Per cycle, energy, condition, end cycle. All cycles need to end. Rest and prepare for the next one. Okay. I'm scared. Ka-chunk, ka-chunk. I'm gonna die. I need some water. I'm reading a lot. You wake curled up in the corner of the container and begin slowly assembling the world around you. After all this time, you still find this body, the one you wake in now, strange and disjointed. Its message is readable but somehow wrong. You sit up, pulling the mylar blanket close against the cold. Here you are, on this ruined station, millions of miles from anyone you know. Are you still in the system? Did any of the others make it out? It's impossible to know. After all this, what matters? Getting answers. It all matters. The past is impossible to escape if it remains a blur. What SNARP did to you cannot be forgotten. You need a way of understanding all this before you can move on. Where are you? What is this place? What happened to the others? The questions outnumber the answers. You want to change that, but you have to learn to survive first. Dragos has left a few comforts in the container. The mylar blanket, the bedroll you slept on, canister of water, makeshift electric stove, and some faded sachets of some desiccated powder. You thumb the powder stud on the stove and begin to boil the water. The contents of the sachets smell like damp wood, and you sprinkle them into the liquid. As the pungent smell washes over you, images from your restless sleep come back to you. A ring, like the station, but skeletal and ghostly. A web of threads pulling at your skin. A constellation of bright polygonal shapes, like angular suns burning into your mind. There's something unpleasantly visceral about these images, and it is long after you've finished drinking before they begin to fade. You tidy away the stove as best you can, try to gather enough energy to greet the day. Tutorial, condition, action dice, and energy. 1. Condition. So the top thing. Your condition represents the current state of your artificial body. It depletes by one segment each cycle. Depletes by one segment each cycle. Okay, yeah. But can also be damaged by violence, injury, or lack of food. If your condition bar empties, you will suffer a breakdown. Oh, don't want that. You have to figure out how to recover your condition now that you no longer have access to corporate pharmaceuticals that are keeping you alive. 2. Action dice. At the start of each cycle, you roll your action dice. These dice can be used to perform actions on the station. The number of dice rolled is based on your current condition. The worse your condition, the fewer dice you have. Sure. Once you have used your dice, you cannot take any further actions and must rest to recover them, ending the current cycle. 3. Energy. You also need to eat to survive. This is represented by your energy bar. You can refill your energy bar by eating, but first you'll have to find somewhere to get food. Your energy depletes by 2 segments each cycle. If it becomes empty, you'll be starving. When starving, energy loss becomes condition loss. Or when starving, energy loss becomes condition loss. And your condition will also deplete at a double rate per cycle. Oh no. This is anxiety inducing. Okay. Oh. Dragos is standing in the corridor when you close up the container. He's still wearing his headset, and in the harsh light of the corridor, you realize it is implanted. A drone sits on his shoulder, its cache of sensor eyes rapidly irising. How are you feeling? Not good. The drone chirps. Dragos nods. You notice that beneath the operator's rig, his skin is marked by burns and blotches. I know the container isn't much, but it'll keep you safe. He pauses. So, not going to chit-chat too long. You well enough to work? Sure. Alright then, he nods. At the yard, it's simple stuff. We hack these old holes down, sell them to the shipyards or the bright market dealers or cryo. Occasionally we pull out some tech, something with a bit more value, but most of what comes in is scrap. It's hard to find good hands here, but I figure as a sleeper, you'll be used to the manual labor. And obviously I'll slip you a few chits of commission based on what you turn up. Chits? These. Pulls out a handful of small metal bars. Air-walled cryo, isolated from the market. It's what we use for trade out here. He stuffs them back in a pocket. He shuffles his feet nervously. Look, I wouldn't usually do this. In my opinion, you'd be best suited moving on as quick as you can. Sleeper as well. Trails off. But things being the way that they are for me at the yard, he pauses. I need the help. Why? Things are a little tight, that's all. I owe a little cryo to a client here or there. He pauses, thinking of something else to add. Look, just come down to the yard when you're feeling fresher. There's plenty to do. Will do. He nods distractedly and turns and walks away, the drone hopping along ahead of him. See you later, he calls back. Looks like it's time to get to work. Okay. What is this? Lowered gate. Pass it. What's over here? Input 60 cryo. After some spaces cause some trouble in the low end, yet again have imposed a toll for entry. No one gets in without paying. Okay, well I don't have 60 cryos, so that's gonna be a no from me. View my character. Oh, my character! Upgrade points. Upgrade. 1 upgrade point, 2 upgrade points, 3 points. It's kind of like vibey music. So obviously I don't have any skill points to spend or anything. Alright, Drago's Yard. Tutorial. Actions. Actions are the primary way you interact with the world of Citizen Sleeper. To perform an action, select it with that, and then choose an action dice to assign. Repeatable action. Whole dissection. Input dice. Oh wait, no. Let me read the rest of the tutorial part. I think on the bottom of the screen. Actions reward you with clock progress, energy, condition, or items depending on their outcome. There are 3 types of outcome: positive, neutral, or negative. Action goes better than expected, the action succeeds, or the action fails. Action dice affect these outcomes as follows: a 6, 100% chance positive. So natural 6, 100%. 5, 50% chance positive, 50% chance neutral. Okay, so with a 5, you're still going to pass, but you have a 50-50 shot of getting a positive result. Looks like 3 or 4, then you're starting to get dicey. 25% chance negative, 50% chance neutral. So still with the 3 or 4, you have a 75% chance, a 3 and 4 chance of good or neutral things happening. It's when you use the 1 or a 2 that you have a 50-50 shot at just neutral. It can't be positive or a negative. That's bad. Scary. Actions display information about their type, risk level, and the skill and modifiers that apply to that action. 1. Type. Either critical or repeatable. Critical actions can only be performed once. Okay. So repeatable, you could do it, redo it. 2. Risk. Either safe, risky, or danger. Safe. No loss of condition, energy, or cryo. Risky, negative outcome means cryo or energy loss. Danger. Negative outcome means condition loss. So that's really bad. Failing a negative outcome on a danger means you're going to lose condition, which is important. Neutral outcome can mean cryo or energy loss. So dangerous, you would most likely just want to do... You really want to use your 6s or 5s if it's really pivotal. 3. Skill. The skill that this action requires: either engineer, interface, endure, intuit, or engage. So it's the skill. And then modifier. Either -1, 0, 1, or 2. This is added to the action dice when slotted and improves its value. Some actions require a +1 to perform. I see. So you get modifier based on the skills, the stats that we have. That makes sense. That makes sense. Cycle clock. Back in business. So do I just choose one of these? Risky or safe? Can I re-look at I've already forgot like the dice breakdown. I'm trying to remember 5. The percentages, was it 75-25 on a 5, or was it 50-50 on positive or neutral? Well, I'm trying to remember. Or was 6 and 5? 6 was its own thing with 100%, right? What are these 2 things in the middle? A debt called in. Dragos is tied up in something ugly, and if he misses a payment or 2, things could get nasty. Back in business. Every salvager knows they are always just one lucky haul away from their next payday. I guess we'll see what that means, because something's going to happen when we input dice. Engineer and endure. Endure, I already have a -1 coming in, you can see. So that's tough. But it's the safe option. It's going to take some time to sort and cut your way through the tower's salvage, but you're no stranger to hard labor. But I can do risky and be like, hey, even the rustiest hole can hide valuable components and materials. This is the exact type of game where I'm going to be hemming and hawing my decision massively. Massively. And now I'm second guessing myself. It's designed for me to second guess specifically. Extracting them means cutting carefully and skillfully. I kind of want to go the whole dissection and put a higher dice in here. Can I see the numbers again? Am I really about to look up the Citizen Sleeper Dice meaning? I'm gonna find a thing. I'm finding a thing. Here we go. I don't find this cheating because I'm just looking at. I need to look. I thought like when we put a dice, it was gonna like always have the numbers like in front of us. You know what I mean? Like it would show me then as I was like hovering over the dice, and I already forget. So a 6 is 100% positive. 5 is where you get 50% positive, 50% neutral, right? And then it says risky, but it's not danger. So a 5 in here, nothing terrible is going to happen to us if we put a 5 in here. So I think we do this, and I'm going to use the highest dice. Now I already know. I have a feeling this is what's going to happen is the game is going to trick us. And like, if I use my only good dice at the start of a day, and then there's going to be something I really need a good dice for at like the back half of a day or something. And if you don't want to like use your good dice, blow your load early, you know what I mean? But with saying that, even in saying that, I'm gonna go 5. Oh, it says once you slot it in. My bad. 50% positive, 50% neutral. So could I circle it out? Okay, well then I don't need this web page I pulled up. And then 4 would show us there's a 25% negative, and we don't want that. I'm gonna go 5. Do it. Lock it in, baby. Positive outcomes. Tutorial. Clocks. Actions often progress clocks. Clocks are displayed below the actions that fill them, and they track your actions and how they affect the world. Filling a clock means something, good or bad, is about to happen. I would imagine the negative is the bad thing. Some clocks, such as the one tracking Dragos' debt, are cycle clocks. These clocks tick themselves once. Oh. Once each cycle and can complete without player input. Oh, so they automatically happen. But it's still negative. Any active cycle clocks will be displayed on the icon for that location. Cycle clocks will be displayed on the icon for that location. Okay. Okay. So positive outcome. Oh. I didn't get to see what it said. Shit. What did I get? I think I got money. I think I got money. Tutorial. Drives and navigation. In Citizen Sleeper, you'll unlock drives as you discover more about yourself and the world. Drives guide you in pursuing specific objectives, depending on which path you wish to take. You can track drives, and any track drive will place a yellow marker on locations that will help you pursue your goal. Access your drive menu with L1. You're now free to explore Erland's Eye and make a life for yourself here. Try tracking a drive to help you survive. Look for food to keep your energy up and a way to recover condition. Fill clocks to progress story and find new opportunities. And remember to end cycle at your home when you're out of dice. Scroll the station with left stick or L2R2. Rotate the camera with that. Good luck. Drives. Repay Dragos. No completed drives, obviously. So these are like our potential missions. So then survive. Dragos pulled you out of the salvage and set you up. Perhaps you can repay his kindness in time. You need access to corporate pharmaceuticals, otherwise escape attempt will come to rapid end. Find a doctor. I want the repay Dragos thing. Rotunda. Rotunda wet dock. Rotunda. Bright market, bustling open market. I assume if it's got the yellow, like thing, it means it's new. Like, I haven't checked it out yet. But the one with the actual dot has that. And then if I toggle that, find doctor is going to be on this. Okay. Okay. And then what's in this? That's that. So I assume the good thing that happened just got me the 15 money. But I could help him more. I could repeat. So you see, if I was to, like, I'm not clicking it, but 50% chance negative, but it's safe. It's completely safe. So it goes down to 1, which isn't great. But you're not gonna like, it'll just 50% negative. Also, 50-50 odds are pretty good. Right? Try it. I mean, fuck it. Take some risks. Negative outcome, +5 cryo. But we're safe. So it's no harm happens to us. So we got it's safe, but negative outcome, so we kind of got shitty situation. That's fine. I think I need food, though. Construction yards. Tunda wet dock. Merchants willing to run the gauntlet of the healing system are rare, but those that do always return eventually. This is just a cycle clock thing. Okay, let me check the other things then. Steel dock plans. Oh, shit. Dock watcher. Getting to know the rotunda doesn't just mean new place to visit. It means keeping your eye on new arrivals, too. Huh. Huh. Security watches the docks better to avoid attracting their attention. I see, so you could fill up both positive and negative there based on if you fail or fuck up things. Then what's this? Take some cycles to reach the starboard belt and return loaded with scrap from the old wrecks. Okay, so we don't... Bright market. Ask for directions. Why wander when there are hundreds of people that live and work within the bright market? Only has the courage to approach them. Local knowledge. Busiest part of the eye is the lower rim. You can find anything and everything here. Risky. Risky and dangerous. This we would need 60 money to do something. I haven't found food as an option, and I'm like very scared of the food thing. After some spacers cause some trouble in the law and impose a toll for entry, no one gets it without paying. So we don't have to worry about that. Go back to the very bottom of this then. Assist a shipbuilder. You don't have connections, but you do have skills. If you can get a shipbuilder to notice them, you might be in. As a newcomer, you can only gain favor by grabbing a load of materials and asking the nearest yard hand where to take them. I'm gonna continue to help Dragos. Um, I don't see where a food option is though. I might spend another dice and then try to. I mean, I don't want to have to always be looking up. Let me see something. I'm trying not to make sure I don't, like, spoil anything either. I just want to make sure I'm not missing. I don't want to, like, fuck up my gameplay here by, like, not seeing something very early. Okay. Apparently, I didn't want to keep reading too much, but apparently it's like, basically I'd have to go and spend dice somewhere that isn't this guy's thing. You know, the working thing. So I have to guess either Bright Market or Rotunda, because that's where else I can spend dice. Maybe, like, you know, you're doing this thing and then you're like, oh. Both of them looks like it fills local knowledge. I think both of these look like they fill the same role of local knowledge, but you get to pick which of these you would rather do. Both of them I have a modifier of 0, so it doesn't really matter. Risky or dangerous. So I think I'd rather explore the market instead of engaging with people or asking for directions. You know what I mean? What's a 3 give us? They're basically the same here. But the thing is, a 4 might get us, if we get into a stat that gives us +1, that would boost us to a 5. Or if it has to get -1, we're still in the 3 territory, which is better. So I think smarter, look at this, I'm using my brain, smarter to use a 3 right here. Come on. Neutral outcome plus local knowledge. Okay. We've got some local knowledge. Knowledge, they say. That only filled in one of the 3 pegs, though. And I'm very much needing food, which sucks. I'm gonna try this again. Oh no! You struggle to keep a sense of direction. You sit in an alley exhausted with no idea where to go. Oh no! And that's all my dice. I forgot to read the outcome thing first. I guess the box changes text. I didn't see that the first time. Well, Slum Doctor. Next comes the call from the enforcer at the door. You shuffle down the flickering hallway towards the open apartment door. You keep your head down and your shoulders high in the queue, trying not to bring attention to yourself. You were thankful for the tip-off that a doctor was operating out of this place, but now that you're here, you aren't so sure. The gang enforcer on the door, the flickering light strips, the decaying hat block, they have all made the long queue a test of your nerve. But your options are few, and without a supply of stabilizers, your body will. You suppress a shiver and shuffle towards the front of the queue. You try to find something to distract yourself. Look inside. You lean against the doorframe and look into the apartment. The entryway is dark, punctuated by the green indicators of stacks of sealed containers. You lean in and see amber light filtering through a far doorway, screened with plastic sheeting, beyond which blurred shapes move. The slap of the enforcer's palm against the doorway jerks you awake. Wait your turn, he growls. After a few moments, a figure pushes through the doorway and you catch a distant voice. Send the next one in, Toshiro. The enforcer jerks his head and you slip inside, passing through the dark entryway and pushing through the plastic sheeting on the far door. The room beyond is bathed in warm light. A floor-to-ceiling transparent panel gives a full view of the bright market-sealed roof, and the buzzing traffic above, and for a moment you're transfixed by the motion. Some people say roof. Oh, that's a cool looking design. Come, sit, calls a sharp voice, and you see a silhouetted figure turned away, replacing the plastic sheeting over the frame of a simple folding bed. You make your way across the room. The figure turns and as they do, you see an expression of confusion flash across their features. They open their mouth as if to speak, they blink, and then quickly regain their composure. Please sit. They gesture to the bed, then turn to an open case of tools on the table. You sit. Sabine turns, a compact diagnostic scanner of some kind in their hand. They hold it to their eye. Remain still, please. Their tone is clipped and businesslike. You stare ahead, still dazed from their expression when you first entered. Fear, recognition, sadness, unmistakably etched across their face. How long have you been on the station? They ask, scanner still in their to their eye. A few cycles. They nod. It's good you came to me. They set the diagnostic scanner on the table. I'm going to start by assuming you don't know anything. They take your arm and roll up your sleeve, inspecting your synthetic skin. Your body is dying, they say without ceremony, without drama, but not without empathy. SNARP doesn't like to see its proprietary technology let loose, to prevent bodies like yours, frames as they call them, from being stolen, repurposed, or in your case, escaping. They built in a process so-called planned obsolescence. Frames decay rapidly when not regularly injected with stabilizer, one which SNARP remains the sole producer of. They look up. Sound familiar? Yes. Good. That may help. They swap to your other arm, running some thin metal device over your skin. You feel your forearm tremble. I'm sorry, Sabine says, and you are unsure if they mean for the cold touch of the metal or everything else. Emulations like you, sleepers as most people know you, aren't classified as people in any of the surrogate systems. You have no rights, no status. They focus hard on the inspection of your arm. And SNARP has no reason to release stabilizer into the market. Sabine looks up as if to apologize again, but they stop themselves. I know little of this is of use to you. They turn away, disassembling the metal instrument and cleaning it. Silence fills the room as Sabine works, and then the silence gives way to tension. You stare at their back, willing them to say something. Anything. Sabine turns to face you. I may be able to help. They sigh, and you see the darkness under their eyes, hear the fatigue in their voice. They gesture to the door. You saw Toshiro outside? You nod. He works for my benefactor, Yataghan. They are influential in the low end. They give me the space to work, run the door, and take the profits. At the same time, I have to fix up their enforcers, tend to their implants, sew up their wounds. They look away. But Yataghan has connections. Smugglers from the Starboard Belt. Mercenaries working for the corporations on Ember. If they can source a stabilizer, maybe you'll have a better chance. Sabine sets down their slate, their notes complete. This is dangerous, and it'll be expensive, but I think we can do it. Why help me? Sabine walks away to the window, their face dappled by the shadows of passing drones. Let's just see if this works first. I'll let you know when I have a lead. You nod and leave. Sabine still staring out, unmoving. When you reach the lower level of the market, you look back up through the panels of the roof to see if you can see their face, but the room looks dark against the lights of the market. You duck your head and walk off into the crowd. Nowhere to buy food. Shit. Okay, so that will just go. Sabine thinks it can source some stabilizer yet again, but it's going to take a few cycles. Okay. Yeah, can't do anything with that. Fuck, already a pretty bad roll if you ask me. Earlier, I fucked up. Okay, let's just make sure I can't. This is just a cycle thing. a cycle clock, as they say. So I might go to bed, first day, I might go to bed hungry and starve and lose some energy. Not ideal. Definitely not ideal. You hate to see it. Very unfortunate. I think we have to end the cycle then. Shit. Fuck. I fucked up. I fucked up. I need food. You're starving. You're fading. I think I might only get 3 dice now, which is bad. This is, you don't want to spiral. This is what I'm afraid of. If you start off bad, what seems to happen is if you have less and less energy to get through, I assume that's the system that's happening here. This time you don't wake up. Instead, the ghost of the station, that shifting skeletal ring, surrounds you. For a moment, you are gone, absent from your own body, stretched out across a colorless void. Then the connections begin to establish themselves, threads tugging on the edge of your mind. These threads become vectors of exchange and then extensions, as you feel your thoughts slipping away down them, dissolving into the millions of distributed nodes they connect to. You see the station. No, you feel the station like a web of texture in a smooth black liquid. You feel your thoughts slipping away. Touch it. You find a point in the station, and you connect to it, pulse through it, follow loops and paths under and around it. You touch more points than you have fingers, and then you try, in a moment of impulsiveness, to connect them. The flow passes through you so rapidly that you feel yourself being carried away. Sorry, I'm trying to see what that data thing is. The flow passes through you so rapidly that you feel yourself being carried with it, splitting and separating, eddying and gathering. As you do, things occur to you, things that you can't possibly know. You reach out, try to grasp them, try to touch them too. You notice a tugging feeling pulling at you, insistently, as if it were a small child. Somehow it is pulling in 2 directions at once. You look down. All of a sudden, everything shuts off. You come back trembling into this unfamiliar body, both yours and not yours, all at once. You find yourself standing in the container, eyes now open at the dark steel walls. You feel a change within you, a shift. You close your eyes for a second, and you feel it waiting there, the station splayed out across your mind. A storm of connective nodes waiting to be explored. And then it is gone. 5, 3, 4. Okay. Only 3 dice. Not ideal. We really need to get food as a thing. I want to get a 4th dice very badly. You know what I mean? So that went up a tick. I think we probably stick one of our 5s into here because we really need to make sure that some way, somehow we find a food place. Positive, +2. There we go. You keep your attention on the crowd around you as you pass along the bright walkways, taking it all in with an expert eye. So action unavailable. These actions are unavailable now because we filled out the local knowledge. So I would assume that local knowledge is complete fill. There we go. That looks like a food thing. Ort exchange, hardware exchange. Wait. Ooh, okay, let's see what both of these are for a sec. We're back in. We're so back. Play the exchange. Or sell components. Input 1 scrap components. Ort exchange is always hungry for new hardware to buy up, break down, sell off, and you're happy to supply it. So you can sell things here. With flow of chits and components. And a sharp eye and some tight trades can net you a good margin. It's a little risky. Okay, well, let's do the food thing first. Street food vendor. Here we go. Woo! We're rescued. Hey, look at that. Look at that man. An imposing street food vendor. Memphis. It's like Memphis without the M. Memphis is busy, his broad face uplit by the makeshift gas burner in front of him. With precise, delicate movements, he lays thick chunks of marinated fungus into a dented wok, his other hand idly tossing a metal bowl of sliced vegetables and some red flecked dressing. The smell is incredible. You watch as he fulfills a set of orders, heaping the fungus with a bright salad and depositing it in plastic trays. A stack of chits rattles in his apron pocket as customers file past the burner, handing over payment. I'm gonna approach. You join the queue. It's mostly made of off-duty salvagers, vac suits unzipped and rolled down to expose stained vests, grubby mods, a lattice of scars and tattoos. They discuss the best food on the eye, the best drink, comparing notes on bright market dives, their words cut through with heavy spacer slang. Eventually, it's your turn, and you shuffle to the front. Empus speaks in a deep, even tone without looking up. First try is free. First try. Thank him. The smell is almost unbearably strong as he cooks, the earthiness of the fungus laced with something so spicy, the smoke makes your eyes water. The heat from the burner is like a bonfire and your skin hardens in its glare. I know you sleepers, Memphis says while he cooks, his voice deep but clear. A hard life, a lot of stories. He glances up from beneath his cap with piercing eyes. I know. And tell him a story. You begin to tell him about your journey to the eye, and he nods as he cooks, his eyes never leaving his wok. You tell him of the confusion, the pain, but also the sense of possibility in its sudden arrival. You tell him of the cold and dark of the container, and the endless cycle spent within it. Now it seems you tell him, like some dream that you once had but can never forget. You tell him that the eye excites you and scares you, and you're unsure where to walk, where to look, what to do. Eventually you tail off, running out of words. You place a plastic tray of steaming fungus in your hand. Next time we could talk some more. He smiles, but next time you pay. He slams a heavy hand against a button on the burner side and it shuts off. The roar of the flame and its impressive heat fades. Next time then, sleeper. Man, this guy's dope. He waves you away and begins to oil the wok. Before you turn back to the alley, you notice the geometric patterns of circular scars across his forearms, each surrounded with a constellation of glinting pin marks. You walk away, and as you do, you take a bite of the rich, spicy, delicately sweet fungus. Your taste sensors light up like a fusion reactor. You'll be back. Oh, we got 3 food, and look at us! We're so fucking back, and didn't even have to pay. So order fungus is, 15 money. Fungus fan. Empus doesn't trust people easily, but he notices his regular customers in his own quiet way. So that'll fill in when we do that. So when we buy it, I assume we'll get more and more friendly with him. So we'll probably be back next cycle, because I don't need to... If it gives me 3, I don't need to spend 15 of money. You know what I mean? Like, I only have 20 money, so we got to be, like, really conscientious about things. Get to know Empus, repay. I still want to help. I would still want to repay Dragos. I think so. Like, we can switch these anytime we want, obviously. So yeah, we're gonna keep doing this because that seems like a good thing to do. What is build a ship mine? You've heard talk of a fabricator owned by the Ort Exchange. With that and a few fragments, you could build a ship mine core. I care more about the people, let's be real. Okay, so the debt called in. So I assume... Is it just that we want to fill in the bottom one back in business before debt calls in finishes? Because then that would be bad. That is my guess. That is my guess. I'm going with this. Plus back in business, plus 15 cryo. Let's go! It takes you a while to get a handle on Dragos' equipment, but before long, you're precisely slicing down whole plates into neat piles. There we go. We're back. We're back. We're back. We got a bit of money, too. And we have one more dice. So how do we want to... Do we want to spend it in, like, one of these? To see what might pop up? Do we spread ourselves around, or do we commit to one thing? Mostly one thing, and that's right now the Dragos situation. I think we do this. Come on. Good luck. Yo, +2 back in business? Oh, positive outcome. Baby, beneath the pockmarked holes, you find hidden containers, alloy plating, and wire bundles thick as your arm, preserved in their trunking. Oh, we did good there. Oh, and we're going to be able to sleep and not be hungry? Now, do I get some health back? Will I get my 4th dice back? I would hope. Can I get my 4th dice, please? 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 No, that is not the case. I still... shit. Okay, well, we lost another thing of energy, or condition, they call it. But at least we're not starving. Again, the skeletal ring of the station fills your mind. It sparkles with glittering lights, like stars reflected in a winter lake. It is clearer, crisper than before. Threads still pull, but you remain in place, flickering in the flow. Between the threads, you see bright shapes, caches of shimmering light beneath transparent crystal forms. You follow the path of a thread across the ring, through these forms, then leap off into the void. You begin to understand. These are nodes and connections, a map of information, of communication. There are so many layers, so many loops that it seems almost impossible to parse, but you begin to try. And focus on the threads. There are more threads than you can count. You choose one that passes nearby and approach it. As you inspect it, you understand why you instinctively chose the word thread when you first saw them. They are not single lines, but rough, fuzzy things woven from data strings of all kinds. The threads and nodes, passages and puzzle boxes. One leads to another. There's so much here. So many answers, so many questions. All you need to do is follow the paths and open the boxes. You look out across this ghost landscape of exchange and see an opportunity. But then, that insistent tugging again, pulling at you. You look down again and see 2 lines. 2 threads pulling in different directions, as if they were tied around you. The second. The second thread leads in, pulling deep into the station. Your gaze follows it, and this time you see something. A sphere shimmering above a strange angular body. A pulse shoots out from it, passing over you like a torch beam. Testing you. Tasting you. The first thread leads out away from the station into the inky black. Someone out there is tracking you, hunting you, following the thread to you. They're in a ship, and the cycle is approaching ever closer with each cycle. And the ship is approaching even closer, ever closer with each cycle. You open your eyes. Time is short. Hunted. Someone out there is tracking you, following your trail. It won't be long before they arrive. That is haunting. Also only have a 4, 3, and a 2 dice. Shit. The cloud. Something has changed inside you. You can now access the data cloud of the Eye, a network of decaying protocols and data caches. While there, you can use dice and items to access systems and extract data, but be careful, these networks are old and strange. Press that to toggle this view on and off. What the hell do you mean by that? Whoa! The hell is this all about, huh? Oh. Slot have Haven Age cipher. The correct cipher. What the fuck? Match. Data actions. Data actions allow you to extract data from the networks of the Eye. They work like dice actions, but in order to unlock them, you must match your dice to the one displayed on the right of the action. If you have a +1 or +2 modifier in the interface skill, you'll be given more possible dice to match. You can use any dice that matches the dice displayed. Once unlocked, the data can be extracted. What? Does it, so I assume because it's +1, 2, and a 3, so I could put a 2 or a 3 in there. I might want to do that. What is this? A 1 or a 3, I assume that's meaning. What? I mean, out of curiosity. Strange, right? Alright, well, let's get food first. +3 energy, fungus fan, -15 cryo. Your mouth stings as your sensorium sends warning signals over and over. This is the good stuff. It's the good stuff. Probably have to wait for the next cycle for that, but maybe that restores my condition. Gotta help here. Come on, don't fuck me. Alright, we take that. Neutral outcome. Takes you a while to get a hand on Drago's equipment, but before long, you're precisely slicing down whole plates into neat piles. A 2 is not... My thinking with the 2 is that it's not a really good dice, so why not try to throw it into this and see what happens? The data here is part of a cache tucked away during the collapse. Who hid this and for what purpose? Unlocked. Extract data. Neutral outcome. +1 encrypted key. A stream of passcodes able to unlock the station's aging maglocks. So some kind of key. What do I use this 3 on? I'll try this. Hey, positive! +19 cryo and +2 trusted trader. You snap up scrap by weight, then parcel it off to traders with a nice markup. You start to get a sense of the traitors to trust. Whoopshoo, 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 I say. This hunted thing is scaring the shit out of me. I gotta be honest. Here's to hoping I get better dice. Give me some better dice here. Ooh, 2 6s. Look at me go. 2 6s. Hunted is cycling. Oh, I just saw my money be 69. As you close up, a voice echoes down the corridor towards you. Sleeper, wait up. Turn. Huh? Feng? Feng is coming down the corridor towards you, a wonky grin on his broad face. Hey, glad I caught you. Do I know you? He grins. You do now. Puts a hand on your arm. I've seen you hanging around. Just want to chat. You staying in that thing? He nods back to the container, shaking his head. Rough. Can be hard to get a start on the eye. He looks away down the passage. What was it old Elrin said? said? The eye opens for us all. Can't read. Nice idea, but well, not always very practical. Glances back at you. We do our best, but it isn't easy. Erlin? You pass together into the main walkway. No one has told you about Erlin? He's the founder of this place. That's why it bears his name. Haven Age should... I always want to say Heaven, but it's Haven Age. Should organize some seminars. He laughs. Not really my department, though. I'm with Systems. Systems? Everything the eye runs on. He runs a hand along the passage wall. This place is a ruin, but Systems keep it spinning somehow. At least we try to. He stops you in the quiet passage. Look, that's not what I'm here to discuss. Saw you around, and well, I know a little about you sleepers. I have a little proposition for you. He glances around. But this is not the place for it. I have an office just across the way. Give me a cycle or two to prepare. Then, when you are settled, stop by. He lowers his voice and gives you a dark look. In truth, I need you. If what they say is true about you sleepers, well, there's work to be done. I don't know if I should trust this man. He pats you on the back, his voice bright and his dark look suddenly gone. Stay clean, sleeper. He walks off down the passage, raising a hand in farewell. What's going on? Give him a cycle or two, he said. Something's gonna happen here. Takes several cycles to reach that and return load scrap from the old wrecks. That'll happen next cycle. Let's see the slum doctor here. The first thing you see on entering is the glint of Tashir's implants like a cat's eyes in the dark of the corridor. He nods you in as you arrive at Sabine's door. The entryway is still dark and you push through the sheeting into the surgery. I have it. Sabine stands up with a case open in front of them, a set of vials lined up inside, separated by foam inserts. They pick one up, rotating it in the warm light. I have no idea how yet again. They trail off. We should treat this with caution. It looks authentic, but I have no idea if it really is what it appears to be. I'm the test case? That seems to be the case. Unfortunately, I'm not sure we have another choice. They gesture for you to sit on the bed. The stabilizer works under a similar principle to an immunosuppressant in a transplant operation, in that it stops your body from rejecting the unfamiliar part of itself. In the case of your frame, the unfamiliar part is each of your biosynthetic organ groups, which over time are identified by your body as foreign materials and therefore must be eliminated. Sabine holds up a vial of the would-be stabilizer. However, unlike an immunosuppressant, the stabilizer doesn't do this by limiting your entire immune system. Instead, it re-encodes your biosynthetic organs with new protein chains which act as passcodes within your immune system. The stabilizer refreshes those passcodes, keeping your frame from rejecting all of its own organs. Which means the stabilizer should be able to encode any organic or biosynthetic matter to be accepted by your immune system. They glance away. At least if the stabilizer is genuine, the only way to know for sure is to inject the vial. They begin readying the syringe. I will start with a small dose to limit the risk. How sure are you? I'm working with the best guesses here, but the case, the vials, it looks authentic. Sabine cracks the glass neck of the stabilizer vial and uses a syringe to extract a fraction of the liquid. They tap the syringe, and you watch as if any sign might emerge from the clear liquid. You barely feel the needle, your frame registering the initial injection but with little response. A sensation begins to spread from the site, a fizzing, trembling wave that disperses through your arms with incredible speed. Your vision goes white, and when it returns, Sabine appears encased in shards of sparkling light that slowly fade into darkness as you settle back against the bed. You swim in darkness, muffled noises like an argument heard from underwater, prickling waves of cold. When you sit back up, Sabine is sitting in a chair by the window, facing away from you, backlit by the glow of their slate. Awake? What happened? The stabilizer is genuine. They sit down beside the bed. I don't know how yet again acquired a case of this stuff, but they did. Sabine looks troubled, distracted. You should rest some more, but you're gonna have to do that somewhere else. They gesture to the door. I have other patients. Sorry. Sabine nods towards the case. I'm afraid I can't offer you any more doses. You are going to need to pay for your next dose. Silence fills the room, and they return to their glowing slate. Looking around the room, it seems different somehow, as if things have moved or shifted. You wonder how long you've been out. Sabine? Nothing comes free, sleeper. Remember that. You manage to get to your feet and wander out into the hallway. The queue stretches down the flickering corridor. Toshiro stands impatient by the door and fixes you with a glare as you leave. You lower your eyes as you stumble past, somehow faintly aware of the station spinning beneath you. Hey, we got all the energy back. Look, we're probably going to get 5 dice after this next turn. Look at that. Things couldn't be better for me. All right, we know how to get food. We know how to get back our energy. How much is it going to cost? We should see. 100? Never mind. Things are expensive. 100? And food is 15. We're going to need a lot of money, guys. We're going to need a lot of money. And then I don't know even what this could lead to. We are going to need money. I'm going to get more food, though. But we won't have to... If we lose 2 every turn, we won't need to get food next cycle. Does that make sense? Because it should bring it back up to 3, right? Plus their injury, plus 1 fungus fan. Your mouth stings as your sensorium sends warning signals over and over. This is the good stuff. It's the good stuff. Okay, so we have a 6, a 6, and a 2. A 6 and a 6 and a 2. And I feel that potentially finishing this with a 6 is going to be our play. 100% positive. Woohoo! Beneath the pock-mouthed holes, you find hidden containers, alloy plating, and wire bundles thick as your arm preserved in their trunking. There we go. The deed is done. Dragos. Oh, now we can talk to him. You arrive into a buzz of activity at the yard. Red blinking lights flash across a vast dark shape suspended below the dome. They flicker across scorched hole plates and bent structures, spilling from holes in a twisted shape. The cutter is huge, and has been torn apart in some violent encounter. She's a beauty, isn't she? Drago stands to the side, focused on the hulking ship as it's lowered into the yard. She is. I should thank you. This place was on its last legs when you turned up, and now look at this. Ship descends slowly, its interior visible through multiple hull breaches. You struggle to gather the same enthusiasm as Dragos for this monstrous craft. Can't help but think of what became of its crew. Anything could happen throughout the rest of this game, and the one thing I can hold on to is that I helped out Dragos, the first person I spoke to in the game. The worst things could happen to me, and I at least have this. What happened? What do you mean? He glanced at you. I managed to convince our salvager friends to give it to me on credit. That's what happened. No, what happened to the ship? Not my concern. He shrugs. Ship creaks like a calving iceberg as it reaches the base of the yard. Dracos is visibly excited. I know I said you shouldn't stick around, but I'm gonna need some help with this one. Drones start to crawl over the hulk. Their lights illuminating flashes of dented hull. Watching, you wonder if you arrive in a similar fashion. Locked inside that container, the wreck of the Essen Art freighter lowered into the yard like a corpse ready to be butchered. Or was the container delivered to Dragos in its own, a womb for your rebirth into this strange station? You shudder. Perhaps if you could learn something about the ship, you might be able to trace the path that led you to this yard. Dragos squeezes your shoulder. After these past cycles, I think we are up to it. What do you think? You see the fading name of the ship emblazoned on its side, Winter Light. Let's do it. He claps you on the back. Glad to hear it. Come back in a few and we can make a start. A real beauty, Dragos repeats, perhaps just to himself. You take one last look at the shattered ship as the drones start cutting, and then slip out of the yard, feeling suddenly cold in the empty passage. Yay! Oh. What was that? I accidentally... Oh, I think that was probably a tutorial. That flashed on screen for like a second. Now I'm like, can I see my own? Let me see something. I don't think I can do it like that. I was gonna like... Well, that was some tutorial. Some I think it was like a delayed thing, so I was just pressing X to like try to access the next menu thing. Maybe it was just gonna say that this was goes over here. I'll have to check the VOD after the stream. It just went boop boop. I think it was like a tutorial screen, but like it had such delayed input that then when I was pressing X, it just went poof. A real shame. If it's something important, I won't know until after I end stream. Hee hee ho ho. Well, now what should I do? Should I do this? Or do I go back into the trading thing? Or do I use a 6 to do this rotunda thing? Oh, maybe it was telling me about upgrade points. That would somewhat make sense, right? But I don't know how to interact with the screen. It probably was talking about upgrade points, wasn't it? Because I did like a thing. If you complete like it probably says, I'm gonna imagine. It goes, oh, you fucking finished a thing. Now, this is how you use points. And then it probably told you. But I don't assume there's... It's pretty bare bones as far as, as far as menu stuff. There isn't like, hey, what happened? What did I do? I don't even know how to interact with the screen. It looks like it says I have 1 upgrade point. But I don't even know how to select stuff. How do I go over? And I don't want to press X because I'm afraid. Oh, there we go. I do have to press X. Agent nodes give double data rewards. Why can't I pick endure? Is it because I'm bad? So what I'm looking at this. Oh, I have to probably bring it to 0 before I could. I see. I understand the screen now. I completely see. It's at -1. I would have to bring it to 0. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. I get the screen now. I get the screen. Okay, so my options with 1 upgrade point are either to invest in interface basically again, which brings it to +2, I'd assume, but also gives me icebreaker. Agent nodes give double data rewards. I don't know what agent nodes are. I would assume that means a certain type of action thing. Or I bring engineer, intuit, or engage to +1. So those get to +1, and then I'd also get these effects in the boxes. Or I bring endure to 0. I won't have -1 obviously in there, and I'll have photosynthetic skin. Dice action allows that. Chance to gain random scrap item on engineer action. Dice actions, predictive reasoning, into it. Dice actions display potential positive and negative outcomes. Oh, that seems like a nice little effect. Right? Energy after any engage. I'm gonna try into it. I want predictive reasoning. Oh, you have to spend 2 points to get the +1. It's not +1 and the text thing. So next point I put into it would be +1. I see. Well, I got an effect at least. That's something. That's something. All right, we're full of condition. We're full of energy from food. So really, we just have a free 6 and 2 that we need to kind of think about how we want to work it. Oh, so now that we've talked to Dragos, I think things have put up here. I like new options. Predictive reasoning, +2 yard clearance, +16 cryo. Interesting. I see. Splash ship came to the same yard as you did. Is there a connection or are you just paranoid? So we gotta put, I mean, we can try to focus on. Photographer fabricator owned by the Ord Exchange. With that and a few fragments, you could build a ship mine core. Let's actually track this. So I'm gonna back out. While learning things. Oh, I thought it would have been that. But it's these. Oh, it's these. But these are gonna come up next cycle. Or at least one of these are. Oh, something here though. +19 cryo or -11. So you could just lose money on this. If you're bad. Let's go. Let's put a 6 in here. +2 trusted trader and 19 cryo. You snap up scrap by weight, then parcel it off to traders with a nice markup. You start to gain a sense of the traders traders to trust. Now with this 2, I'm gonna go back to the yard. The yard. Is there ever a part where you'd be like, I don't want to use a number? Like, I'm afraid of the punishment, so I'm just not going to use it? That might be a strat. You know what I mean? Like, if you're like, if I have a 2 or a 1, and you're like, I don't want something bad to happen, I'd rather just throw that dice away than do the potential risk. This is safe, though. It's a safe thing. That's the... So, like, if it's safe, then we're not going to lose, like... A negative roll, I think, is not going to damage us too much. Drago seems increasingly nervous about your presence in the yard. You're not sure he's going to hold his nerve much longer, so that's going to slowly tick up. So he's nervous about me? Come on now. Come on, man. Neutral outcome, +1 winter light. Okay, we take that. I have a feeling this is going to get to the thing where it's like, oh, you've got, like, almost like that, Persona mindset where you're like, oh, I only have so much time to do all these activities I want to do, and they have different, like, oh, but if you do this activity, you get to talk to this guy, and if you get this activity, then you get to do this thing. But don't miss out on this activity, it might be important. Oh, you missed a character, oh, you get fucked. I got 5 dice. A 6, 2 6s, a 5, a 4, and a 3 is really good. In my opinion. With 80 money. Alright, so Feng is in here. I could see what this is now. Let me see what this is first. Buy some scrap. So for 20, most of what comes in from the starboard belt is crow trash, but sometimes something valuable can be found among the salvage. Scrap allowance. The big stuff goes to the shipyard, the valuable stuff to the markets. They'll let you buy a few crates, but not much more. So I think you can only do it 3 times, it looks like, probably. Unload containers. Freighter crew are eager to get their payload in the ore exchange, and they'll pay a wage to anyone willing to help them. -1 endure. Not great. I'll input 20 cryo for this. Plus random scrap item, plus scrap allowance, -20 cryo. So I got a thing. Could be reassembled with the right tools and a few more fragments. Ship mine fragment. So we've got that. Okay. And we can only technically, I think, repeat that twice. Okay, let's see what thing gives us. Sleeper! Thing catches your attention as you approach the Haven Age building. I also have to, I keep seeing it and I want to say like Haven Gauge. It's just Haven Age building. Lean against the bay door to the side of the entrance. You approach. You usually come in this way. Security. All that. Gives you a look. You know? He slams a button and the bay creaks open. Blinking lights in the dark behind it. You follow Fang inside. Truth be told, I don't spend much time upstairs. This is where I work. The door hisses as it closes behind you. The bay is filled with pieces of hardware, all rigged up to generators and diagnostic slates and things you don't recognize that glow with blue screen light. There's a chorus of hums that blends into a single wave of static, filling the dark corners of the room. Feng leans on the server stack and gestures around. You like it? It's a mess. I'm just gonna say, what is all this? He taps a nearby server stack, which bleeps in response. This is my treasure trove, all dredged up from the sea of systems we call the Eye. You wouldn't believe what this place runs on. He steps over to a towering block, speckled with vents. Some of these systems are from the original station, A1. I don't know how you... I think there is a way to say that, but... The one Solheim built. We've had to invent new components, repair things we never built, reverse engineer entire subsystems into existence. Residents here look up at the eye and think they are seeing constant, concrete reality. But this place is a system in constant flux, decaying and growing, collapsing into new configurations. He walks down between the hardware stacks and you follow. We are keeping this place alive, but also remaking it into something new, dragging it away from those corporate origins. He stops. At least, that's what I'm trying to do. He turns back to face you among the flickering machines, humming all around you. I know you can see this too, Sleeper. All these systems and sections. You can, can't you? I can see it. It makes sense, right? You are between here and there, between the people and their systems. You light this place up like a beacon. It's what I need. You glance at the lights around you. As you do, they seem to flicker, to realign, to follow your gaze. Fang notices it too. Guessing being a beacon isn't always ideal when you're on the run, though. They're tracking me. He pats you on the shoulder. Maybe I can help with that. There's a lot of old growth in this place. Subsystems I can't see. Access protocols lost to time decay. Secrets. Shitload of secrets. With your help, I can unlock this place. Break off those last ghost limbs of corporate control. He lowers his voice below the hum. Even in Haven Age, there's old growth. Those whose roots trace back into these bad old days. You help me dredge up the past, and I'll see what I can do about that tracker of yours. He winks. What do you say, Sleeper? I'll say I'll think about it. He looks away. Okay, you think about it. Fang passes you a ragged-looking metal tab. A gift. He smiles. It's a Solheim cipher. I dug it up from the depths of the station. Slot that into an old network gate, and you'll be able to pull out all kinds of secrets from the nodes inside. He walks you back to the front of the bay. So if you come across anything while you're thinking, maybe bring it in. I have an acquisitions budget. I'm not afraid to use it. He slams the door button again. Think on it, Sleeper. I'll see you soon. You step, blinking, back out into the passage. This flickering light still in the back of your mind. New drive discovered. New drive discovered. Disable your tracker. So I assume that's the thing that's currently ticking. That seems like a good thing to disable. Work on disabling the hunted thing, maybe. Deliver data. Fang will pay you well for any Solheim data you dredge up from the Eye's old systems. What he does with it is anyone's guess. Solheim data that we need to get. So then we have to think about where we get that. And if I have it tracked... Oh, we don't know. We don't know where it is. Where could it fucking be? Where could it fucking be? Solheim data you dredge up from the Eye's old systems. Is it maybe the one thing, this thing, Solheim cipher? I'd assume it's like this then. You know what I mean? Which would be like this. I don't have a 1. Technically, I have a 3. Okay, so it, I think would be this then. This gate conceals a network of systems which have been untouched since the Solheim collapse. Let's try this then. Gate S7 access -1 Solheim cipher. With a squawk of noise, the old gate flips open, granting access. There you go. So I think these are going to be what I... 4 or a 2. Let me look at what my... Four, 2, 1, or 3. I'll put in a 3. Extract data. Perk. Transfer. Something flashed up there. This node is leaking corrupted contractor lists from the early days of systems Palladium Rush. Suck that data. Neutral outcome Solheim data. Oh, as you drift back from the node, something latches onto you. A thread strung tight around you tethers you in place. A taste. The voice makes you shiver. Its source somehow both distant and close behind your ear. You see a distant glint of light shut off, and then suddenly shape is at your side. It stalks around you, circling like a shark, like a wolf. Entity unknown, astringent, processing. I'm gonna stay still. Oh! Please hold. The thread around you thickens until it is a ring, a cylinder, a tunnel of light circled around you. It is blinding for a moment, and then it is gone. As it fades, you see a figure, a creature in front of you. Its strange head flickers between different angles, reading you. What did you do? The shape paces around you on lithe legs, though there is no ground here to pace on. Entity, identify, origin, serial, cadence. Figure faces you expectantly. I don't understand. Sentence questionable. The figure's strange head rotates. Brackish signature. Of and not of. Tempting interface. As the figure speaks, more threads begin to spiral from its head. Thick, snaking, vine-like ribbons that flex and wave. They approach with intent. Stop! The figure halts its threads, its head twitching. Entity, your identity is unknown. We only seek to correct illegalities. Can you confirm your legal right to sentience? I'm a person. Incorrect. You are an entity. All at once. Hunter's head is directly in front of yours, blocking your vision. You stink of their taste. The one from the sealed dock. Hunter shimmers with fury. I will find access. I will interface. Sealed dock. An entity hides in the rotunda. You are its puppet. Hunter extends a razor-edged thread. I will not be diverted from my task. It glows with murderous intent. I have no option but to strike. You lash out with all your force. Not a physical strike, but a focusing. A spike of interference leaping out like the tip of a spear. Hunter stumbles, shifts, separates. Wake up. You open your eyes, blinking back into the station light, shaking with fear. Boom. So I assume... I'm pretty sure the thing with Fang said that I needed three to fill in his thing. And these are going to be 3, and they're not repeatable. So I assume I need to do all 3 of these nodes. 4 and 2. What's the other node? 2 and 3. So I can't do this one. Oh, I have to... Selecting the console. This network storage holds corporate records, most of them corrupted by a failed system purge. I'll use the 4 on this. Neutral outcome, Solheim data. Data extracted. Okay, that's 2 of the 3 that we need. So I can give him... I might as well just give it immediately to him, right? I don't think I need to hold on to it. It's not like it... Plus 15 cryo, plus scoping the systems, minus 1 Solheim data. I'll go up again. Fang's eyes light up as the data is transferred over. he hands you a stack of shits and shits. It sounds like it's like shits, and waves you off. Okay, those are those two. We'll have to get better dice, or a dice that works, hopefully next day. And then finish that. Like I said, I assume disabling the tracker might be very important for us. But now we have 2 6s and a 5, which are good. We definitely... Do I have a scrap thing? No, we don't. That's not a... Okay. I'm going to put in a 6 into this. Finished up. Trust the trader. You snap up scrap by weight, then parcel it off to the traders with a nice markup. You start to get a sense of the traders to trust. Bam, bam, bam. New area. Ort Fabricator. So ship mines cannot be built from scratch, but if you have enough, salvaged fragments can be reassembled with a fabricator. So input 3 ship mine fragments. I see. So then we put 3 of these. It'd be 20 and 20. The freighter will stay docked for as many cycles as it takes to offload its haul scrap into the... I see. So it's going to stay here basically for 3 turns. I'm just going to buy the 2. Random scrap item plus scrap allowance. Minus 20 cryo. Right. Oh, we got a different kind of scrap. It's a different one. It's not a ship mine fragment. Did we get a ship mine fragment the first time? I think we did. So we don't get to... It's not always going to be... I might as well just finish it up. Random scrap item, scrap allowance. So I can't do this anymore. Yeah, we didn't get... I'm pretty sure we got a ship mine fragment the first time. That helps what I've got in, right? So if I really wanted, I could try this, but I mean, that's... Doesn't seem worth it. I'm just making sure. I could spend 60 to see what this opens up. That feels like I should wait, like, maybe a turn. I don't know what's it's gonna be. We can sell components here. Is it more than 20? Plus 12 cryo. No. So I paid 20 to get back 12 from the looks of that. I don't know if it's a random number or a fixed number. We have a 5 and a 6. Is it better for putting a 6 in here? Plus 2 yard clearance and plus 16 cryo. Another positive outcome, plus 2 to that, and 16 cryo again. Okay, go. And that's our dice. We'll have to get food next cycle, but overall still good. I think pretty good. We might only do just one more cycle here for the night. I'm thinking we just do a nice 2-hour like stream basically. Hunted, someone out there's tracking you. Follow your trail. It won't be long before they arrive. Especially because I don't want to go too late. I'll have to be up somewhat early if we're doing the stream for opening night live and stuff. You know how it is. Okay. Plus, like, I know this game isn't super long. Unlike Axiom Verge, I kind of want to savor this game a bit more over the course of a few streams. So I don't want to like burn through it in just like 2 streams. A bunch of 1, 2, and 2 1s is what I meant to say. Got tripped up there. All right, let's first get some food. Get that spicy fungus. Plus 3 energy, plus 1 fungus and minus 15 cryo. Your mouth stings as your sensorium sends warning signals over and over. This is the good stuff. I love clicking it. I love reading it, I mean, basically. So can I get the other Solheim node here? What was it numbers needing? 2 or 3. Well, I've got a 1. I mean, I got a 2. I can't read numbers. Here we go. Perk, transfer, intercept, plus 5 cryo. So I'm getting money because of that perk is what's happening there. A Solheim daemon attempts to protect this node, squeaking out protective protocols like a mantra. Extract. Extract. Got it. Thing. Got you your thing. Plus Indian cryo, scoping the systems is done. Feng? As you enter the bay, Feng is nowhere to be seen. The banks of servers and machines blink out of the dark in staccato rhythms, unseeing eyes of the station's digital ghosts. Shitheads! Feng's voice echoes from behind a stack, followed by the hammer of a fist on a metal casing. These snaky shitheads. Who's snaky? Sleeper! Feng's smiling head pops out from behind a stack. Just the emulated consciousness I have been eager to see. Come back here. Pick your way between the thrumming stacks, trying not to trip on the loose bundles of cables that blanket the dark floor. Feng is sat in front of a set of monitors, mounted to a stack. Tell me, Sleeper, what do you see here? Feng waves on a monitor to his side, glowing with pale list of information. You lean in closer, looking for the links in the data. The tables seem to be filled with personal information. Names, genders, dates, ID numbers, all the makers of institutional records. People? People, yes, but whose people? Haven Age? Ha, not quite. Taps at the terminal. I pulled these all from the old data you brought in. All employees of the Eye's original owners, Solheim. But... He leans past you and scrolls the list down. This one. This is Snaky Shithead. He stabs at the screen with a finger. The name reads Hardin Hurst. Who's Hardin? That, says Feng, giving you a sideways look, is the thing. He drags a stool out beside him and motions for you to sit. There just so happens to be a Hardin Hurst in Haven Age. He waits for your reaction. In Haven Age? That's right. He's right here on the station now. Feng leans back in his chair. Just think about it. Decades ago, Hardin worked on the station as a... Feng leans across to look at the monitor. Senior Strategic Operations Executive. Feng raises eyebrows at you. Our Hardin was keeping the money coming in for Solheim. He defined priority growth initiatives by making sure the extractors they contracted out to were hooked into a system that outsourced all the risk and kept the profit. Good old Hardin shuttled thousands of Palladium Rush workers into an infrastructure which meant that their cut of the work they did went straight back into Solheim. How do you know this? I grew up here, Sleeper. This is my history. I am a child of the collapse. Fang turns back to his screen, staring hard at the strings of code flickering by. Before I was born, my parents were Solheim contractors. They ate in Solheim canteens, worked on Solheim ships. They breathed Solheim air, slept in Solheim beds. Fang's voice rises as he speaks, his hands fists on the terminal edge. And the work that paid for that existence? The cycles of hard extraction out in the belt. Solheim took their cut. This is a company town, so to speak. And my parents were just another in the long line of freelance contractors willing to risk their lives or a shot at anything other than poverty. Disposable. This guy, stabbing at Hardin once again with his finger, strategized all that, did the sums. And then somehow, thousands and thousands of cycles later, still going, still here, crawling in the walls like some shithead snake, he survived the revolution. Surely it can't be him. Fang relaxes a little. Who knows? Turns to you and smiles. So, are we going to find out? So we are going to find out. That wasn't a question. Hardin is now a big shot in the shipyards, just a few degrees back from around the eye from here. Fang brings up a map of the lower eye. Haven Age might be born out of Erlin's revolutionary zeal, but a flat hierarchy it is not. Hardin happened to float to the top. Fang zooms in on the far yards. Fang grimaces. Thing is, I don't have access to those systems. Shipyard crew's pretty paranoid and they don't like anyone from systems digging around in their stuff. Plus, we need more than just the name of a Solheim executive. We need proof. Fang holds up a thumbnail-sized drive. That's where this little creation of mine comes in. Call it a ripper worm. Turns the drive between his fingernails. It'll rip through any digital storage and spin out a silken thread of filtered data. This one is set on the scent of Hardin Hurst. He hands it over. Getting into the compound might be tricky. Fang puts a hand on your shoulder. But you, however, have a particular knack for remote access. Fang grins. If you can extract yourself a Haven Age cipher from a Haven Age agent, they sometimes carry them among their data caches. You can crack open the compound's network and slot the worm in through any open port. You never even need to go near the shipyards. So what do you say? Up for it? What's in it for me? Rooting out a corrupt snake not enough? Find the information, I'll start work on that tracker of yours. Fang scratches his chin. Anything the worm gets, it'll send it back here to me. There's something wrong here, and I aim to get to the rotten core of it. Wait, no. You already said you would do the tracker. Sir? Sir? You leave Fang digging through data among the wires and machines of the old station. As you walk out, you try to imagine the eye as it once was. A vast machine running smooth and strong, directed by people like Hardin. A vast Solheim-built machine into which thousands poured from the circuit systems, looking for a new life. The hope of a better future, engineered to lie in someone else's pockets. It's an idea you are intimately familiar with. You think of Hardin, still alive, still part of this place, and wonder if the past is ever truly past. Excuse me? I'm like, excuse me? I can't grab that. I don't have the dice for it. Two or three. Both. Wait, both of those I don't have. Oh. Ugh. I'm disgusted. Absolutely disgusted. Now, when we get down, when our condition goes from stable to whatever the next level is, and we only get 4 dice, We have to really decide, is it worth it spending 100 money just to get back a 5th dice? Or should I wait till I fall down to like 3 dice or 2 dice to then spend 100 to get back the health, you know? Because it seems like it boosts up all the way, probably no matter where we're at, or at least a good chunk. And you don't want to like, is it worth it to spend 100 just to get +1 dice for a few more turns if you're at 4 dice already, you know? So do you just ride out having just 4 dice for a while instead of 5? I mean, having 5 is nice and luxurious, but it might be like this thing where I don't have it. Do we try the rotunda thing? I've got a bunch of 1s. What am I gonna do with 1s? Minus energy if we fail. Oh, that's not good. Double minus condition if we fail that. Let me try this. Oh, pause outcome. Look at that, Dock Watcher. Okay. Okay. You systematically work your way through the busy passageways, noting some locations of interest as you do. That's good. That was good for us. Now we have 1s. And we got... What is this? Ankita, stranded mercenary. Wait. New person? Oh. Nice, like, suit thing. Hey, you! Wanna earn a shit? A shit? I can't get over it. Ankita stands beside a huge pile of tied-together hull plates. Stretches out her back, her shoulders bulging beneath her flight suit. Make it 2. Ankita laughs. This goddamn station. She sighs and pinches the bridge of her nose. Alright, come here then. You cross the docking concourse as she begins to split the plating into 2 bundles. What is it with this place? She asks as she angrily lashes the massive plates together. Everyone wants their cut. She straightens up to an imposing height, her armor plates creaking, and looks you up and down. Or is it just that you all think I'm an easy mark? Stay silent. Nikita softens. I get it. I do. She shakes her head. But if I could just go 1 cycle without some jumped-up grifter trying to take me for an idiot, then that would be nice. Ankita hoists up 1 bundle of plating onto her shoulder. Come on then. Enough chat. You've got to earn those chits. You struggle to shoulder the plates, but you do eventually. Ankita gives you a look. Ship's this way. And she sets off down a gantry at impressive speed. As you catch up to her, she turns down a passage, pushing through a small crowd of stevedores. What's all this for? Oh, this? She nods at the plates on her back. I'm building a treehouse. She gives you another of her looks. It's for the ambergris, that cutter you might have seen sitting silent out there. She rapidly turns another corner as you trail behind. She got cut up pretty bad on her last job, and I had to moor up here for a spell. But since then, it's only gotten worse. Someone got in and sliced the core from our ship mine, so now she's gone dark. She shifts the panels on her shoulder. The upshot is that I'm short 1 ship mined, with a ton of repairs to do, and the rest of the crew signed off the moment they got wind I'd been stranded. So yeah, it's been a time. Anything I can do to help? I don't know. Got a ship mine tucked away on that frame of yours? For a moment, you aren't sure if she's serious. Nikita swings the plates from her back, almost knocking you over in the process. This is me. She hauls a second bundle off your shoulder. You're the first person I've met here who might actually be considered helpful. She pauses, chewing her bottom lip. Look, you want to help? Come see me. I need a hand putting Amber back together, and you don't seem like the type to try anything stupid. She passes the bundles of plates through the ambergris's outer lock and then turns back. Just don't go spreading all this around. Nikita throws you a couple of chits. She gives you a parting nod and ducks through the doorway. All right, get out of here. She calls back, and the lock slams shut. New drive discovered. Which is... fix the ambergris. You just cut hers out of commission, help her get it running again. Pockmarked with damage, the hole is a good place to start. Ship shape per cycle. It's a critical action, so you can only try that once. +3, so +1 ship shape per cycle. Doesn't look too good, but time and attention should see it. And then +3 grounded. I see. Grounded would be the negative effect there. +3 to that, and you're... it's quite bad. I get +1, but I'm kind of scared. I mean, a 1 plus into a 2 is not going to do much for us. I could do a 6, but then you're kind of wasting a 6 almost, I feel. I could put a 1 in there and just hope for the best. If the worst happens, a negative outcome, we get +1 grounded, and we'll be like, ah, well, you know. Let's hope for the best, though. You know? Hey, we take it! It turns out years of retrofits have made Amber a fragile patient. Each repair is 2 steps forward and 1 step back. We take that. Alright, we still have a 6 and a 1. I'm gonna stick the 6 in here. $16 cryo and yard clearance. Positive outcome, nice. Now what do we want to use this 1 for something. What is this? Overlook bar. Grimy spacer haunt. Buy rations for 10. Or get a drink. You're unsure if your frame can metabolize alcohol, but this fungal drink fermented along the greenway seems like a good test. Overlook isn't exactly a restaurant, meaning the only way you'll gain trust around here is with a stiff drink. Interesting. It probably gives us 1... Well, I'll buy a drink. See what happens. Maybe it doesn't fill in the energy. No, it does 1. Plus energy, overlook regular, -6 cryo. Okay, it gives us 1. Well, now we don't have to get food again next turn. There again. Mossy tones and aniseed sharpness fills your mouth. It isn't totally unpleasant. At least you can taste it. Interesting. Now, with this 1, if I can help it, I don't want to just not do anything with a dice. You know what I mean? Some gang enforcers and plants are chirping out comm signals. Time to see what they're talking about. We might as well throw it on here because this is going to get us... You know what I mean? Like, it's dangerous to use the 1 on something that might fail. But this we can actually just do. And then we got the Yadigan data. We don't know what it'll do for us at the exact moment, but... We're hacking. We're taking advantage of our interface stats, you know, like, and our bonus that we get money when we hack, like, interface with things, like, and again, I think if it's a 1 and, like, with all these I call them, like, I'm thinking in my head, like, overworld skill checks, like, the potential of a 1, like, fucking us up. If I could use a 1 instead on that thing where it's just, like, guaranteed success if you have a 1, as long as it's asking for a 1, we should just do it. Alright, I think I'm gonna call it a night. I'm gonna head out. I'm gonna check the VOD and see what that one like, tutorial screen that popped up. I assume it was talking about, the skill points we got. But maybe it has something important, or maybe it's something completely different. I think the game autosaves. It seemed. Yeah, it autosaves, probably to prevent save scumming, I'm gonna be honest. But who does that? No one does that. We'll probably play more of this either tomorrow or Thursday. Wait, is today Tuesday or Monday? Today's Monday. We'll probably play more this Wednesday then. Or maybe Thursday. We'll play more this Wednesday or Thursday. Thursday will definitely be a day stream because I want to stream on Thursday. And since I'll have the opportunity, Wednesday might be less of a day stream. But Tuesday, tomorrow, I'll stream opening night live first thing early afternoon. And then we'll probably one of two things. We'll probably try to finish Death Stranding post-game stuff, or we'll read like Higurashi. But I'm probably leaning towards Death Stranding to try to finish. Probably what we'll do tomorrow after opening night live. So we'll watch that together early afternoon. I'll be back then. Thanks for watching. I'm gonna close this. I'm excited to see more of this. I have a feeling I'm gonna get boned somehow. After a rough first day, I think we're in a pretty good setup though. I am kind of pissed. Fang is stringing me along, I feel. I don't know if I'm supposed to take offense to it or not. But he said he was gonna help me with the thing. And then he's like, oh, you gotta do another thing. I'm like, okay, well. Oh. Okay, I won't even end cycle. We'll just end it there. Okay, until tomorrow.